I'm once again joined by Tony Romanelli. I'm putting the spin on your name this
What's up?
time.
It's awesome.
It's been a little while, man, and of course you are working with Frontwire, working on Galaxy and Turmoil. Terminal. That should be like
Terminal.
a name for a gas station. Yeah.
That would be crazy.
Terminal. Go
We'll
get
make a
your
mod
oil
and call
change
it
here.
Turmoil.
Sounds wonderful. Anyways, it's a new year. It's a brand new year. It's 2017. And I want to ask you, as you guys have been going through development over the past year or so, what was 2016 like for you as a whole?
2016 was crazy. I mean, we sat down a couple times and chatted, which I appreciate. I totally love sitting down with you. It was interesting. We started off 2016 pretty strong. We had a lot of media coverage. And then, unfortunately, we got hit with the cease and desist. But, long story short, 2016 went out with a bang. We did share a bunch of updates recently from, we have some new voice actors coming on to a deal with Sony to release Galaxy and Turmoil for free and a whole bunch of stuff. So 2016 started off great, got really rocky, but then we ended it on a giant bang. So I'm super pumped to see what happens in 2017.
So that deal with Sony, did that come out of absolutely nowhere, or were you anticipating it? Like, how long were you in talks with them?
Definitely. So it went back and forth for maybe like 2 months. Sony has a way for indie devs to self-publish. Now, you submit an application. However, 9 times out of 10, most people don't get accepted to the, especially free-to-play games, because Sony is giving you a platform to release, but they need to find a way to recoup on their back end and their monetary investment as well into being able to put you on the Sony store and all that kind of stuff, or the PlayStation store, excuse me. So it went back and forth for a while, and then they finally said, you know what, we get what you guys are trying to do. We like the idea. We've seen what you're doing, so let's go ahead and let you release it. So that's kind of how that went.
That's insane. And along with that, you've had other updates as well. We're recently going through the reveal of Nak-Thi. Is that how you pronounce that planet's name?
Nak-Thi.
Nak-Thi? Okay.
Nak-Thi.
Awesome. Cool.
Yes.
Let's talk about that then. What was the development process behind that, and what was the inspiration for that entire thing?
So we really didn't have a whole lot of inspiration for it. So we were sitting at one of our weekly writer meetings, and one of our guys was like, I've always wanted to see a snow planet that also had rivers of lava and big volcanoes. How would we make it work with snow? So we sat down and we tasked our writers with coming up with a planet that revolved around that, a whole species that revolves around that planet. And then, we had to kind of come up with a biome of how there's lava and snow 24/7 and stuff like that. So that's how the whole idea just came up. It was literally just a random. We were like, let's just see what we could do. A lot of people have been like, oh, are you trying to like do a snowy Mustafar from Star Wars? No, it literally came out of nowhere, and it was just one of those things we all were like, oh my god, that's great. It's an awesome idea. Let's make it happen.
Awesome. So what type of denizens do inhabit that planet then?
Can't go into too much detail just yet. It's a little early. You will find out in the demo we're releasing in the third quarter of this year.
Okay,
But a lot of the people that do live on the planet, they are an older race that have been there for a while. Everything on the planet has died off. It used to be a big and flourishing, full of life. However, everything died off because the old citizens that used to live there got very greedy, and they actually destroyed their own planet by means similar to how we're kind of destroying the Earth today with a lot of industry and stuff like that. And eventually, there was a cataclysmic event that turned it to what it is that you saw in the video.
So the big plot twist is going to be that it's actually Earth.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, it's Earth 2018.
I spoiled the story for everyone right there. I'm kidding. I
It is a
literally
work
know
in
nothing.
progress planet, though. It's a work in progress planet. It's something that we're still developing, but we've kind of been a little silent lately, just because we've been pushing so hard to build this demo that we're releasing this year. So that's when we said, let's just give them something for Christmas, for New Year's, kind of start off the new year right. Say, here, this is what we're working on, which is why actually, if you even see the title of the video, it actually says WIP, work in progress, in front of it, because literally we're still in the infant stages of that planet itself.
Totally. Is there any idea as to what sort of game modes or anything will be available on that planet?
So we will have ground to space on that planet specifically. We're also doing a close quarters combat. There are different areas of the planet that we're not shown yet. Again, like I said, it's really in its infancy, but there's a lot of religious undertones to this planet that we're building. So there are various ancient ruins and structures where we're planning to do close quarter combat.
So we're expecting like multiple maps on the planet then? Like different locations throughout it?
Yeah, right now we're looking at about two. We have the ground to space map, which is a larger area all in all because you have to have the areas where your teams come. We're looking at a capture the hill style game mode for that specific map, and then you will have a more small close quarters with maybe 4-on-4. With you could change it to 6-on-6, but we're setting it for 4-on-4 as the default values.
Okay, that's really cool. Let's talk about Zonday.
Yeah, Tay. Tay is a great guy. It actually came out of nowhere. We were looking at different voice actors online for Galaxy and Turmoil, the demo we're putting out, because we really want this demo to be big. And I was watching Comedy Central, and an old episode of Tosh Point oh came on, and it was an episode where Tay Zonday was on, and I was like, oh my God, I haven't heard Chocolate Rain in forever. I absolutely love this guy. And then literally about 20 minutes later, it was fate. He went and followed us on Twitter. And I was like, oh my God. So I shot him an email and I was like, yo, listen, this is what we're doing. We have this great idea. And he and I just kind of went back and forth. We sent him over the script for the character we'd like him to be working on. And he totally fell in love. And ever since then, it was just kind of magic. And now he's working with us to voice a very important character in our demo.
So it was a very spontaneous thing, because that's what I originally thought when I saw it. I was like, wow, I mean, that's really cool. But it's like, it's definitely not something I ever expected.
Yeah, I don't think we expected it either. We've been looking at a lot of voice actors. We looked at a couple of different talent agencies and scouted out their people. Tazon Day was kind of just one of those on the fly things that happened. However, I'm extremely excited it did happen. He has a lot of fans himself, so it actually kind of helps us because he can then promote Galaxy and Turmoil as well. But it's really something that with his voice and the character we're going for, we're going to throw in a couple Chocolate Rain references, and it's something I think the internet and anybody that's ever followed Tazon Day or have heard of him before, they'll really grasp onto it and be like, this is awesome. It brings back memories of my childhood and the early 2000s when YouTube was at its peak.
And obviously you can't go into, like, what his character actually is, but how much, like, voice acting are we talking about in this game? Like, how many characters are there going to be? Is it going to be, like, a full campaign with totally voiced people throughout the entire thing? Or is it going to be more like the Battlefield series or Battlefront series, rather, where it's just kind of like chatter during the battles and things like that?
So, yes, to both questions. So, it's actually a mixture of both. The demo does have a full single-player campaign mission that will take you a good amount of time to complete. Like I said in the last time, we talked in the last video on your channel where I was in, the way the campaign works, it's a semi-linear, semi-open world. So you will be able to walk around and take your time. You'll be able to interact with other NPCs that are in the area. Tazon Day, personally, he will be voicing a good chunk, maybe 2-3 minutes worth of dialogue, which in voice acting is actually quite a bit of time. However, other characters, we do have about 10 to 12 other main characters that will be fully voiced by different character actors. And then we are looking actually to our community, or we will be looking towards our community soon, for community voices to do background voices, NPC voices, just chatter, like you said, during battles, chatter, say, in a common area where there may not be anything going on, such as, say, like a concourse area or something like that, just NPCs talking amongst themselves.
Ooh, I love that idea. I'm very glad I bought myself a new microphone then.
We'll totally have to get you on. I'd love to. We're really going to try to reach out to the community for that because, like we said from the beginning, we're building a game for the community, by the community. So we want to be able to get them involved somehow. So that's what we're doing for the demo. And then we're looking at, actually as a Kickstarter reward, when we go to Kickstart, giving people the option to, actually have their voice in the game in some form as a reward.
That's a very interesting thing, too. You guys haven't gone to Kickstarter then yet, and it seems like you're kind of going through a good chunk of the development process before that. Was that kind of the reasoning to not go there earlier?
Yeah, I've said it before and I'll say it again. The problem with video game development today is that indie studios come out and they say, hey, we have this great concept. We have this great idea. Here's a couple pictures. Here's a quick gameplay video we made quickly over the last, 2 days. And then they go and they crowdfund. They make, extreme amounts of money. People get so hyped and then nothing ever comes out of it and people are left with empty pockets because they put their money in somewhere that never delivered. We wanted to be the change in the indie gaming industry we wanted to be different. So what we're doing is we are going to crowdfund after we release the demo, a few days after. So you have a chance to go and actually play our game and say, okay, this is great. I want to back this monetarily. Or you turn around and say, this absolutely sucks. I don't know why I ever believed in these guys in the first place. But we want it to be your decision. We want you to have all the cards out on the table before you make that choice.
Okay, so speaking of that, let's talk about going into 2017 then. Obviously, you guys are working on a ton of stuff right
Definitely.
now. Is there anything you're kind of hinting at or you're super excited for that's going to either be announced or you're just kind of working on a little bit right now?
I The list is too big to talk about. We're talking with a couple different YouTube personalities, like I said in that last blog post, just about getting them to voice some other characters. One big thing is, we did make this PlayStation announcement, so we are bringing Galaxy and Turmoil for free to Sony PlayStation, excuse me. What we want to do is get it on Xbox One via Microsoft. So we talked with Microsoft. They had a couple concerns. We've kind of been going back and forth. We're hoping that in mid to late February, we'll finally be able to announce to the community that, yes, we are moving forward with Microsoft, but the ball is really in their court at this moment in time. And then after that, we will be doing some gameplay videos, which is something we're super excited about. We're going to start doing some more live streams. Something that the community has been begging for us to start doing again is actually dev diaries, where we go through and we actually talk about the development process, where we're at. We did kind of halt those for a while because, switching from Star Wars, it's only been, 5 months maybe? So we had to turn around and completely revamp everything we were doing. So going forward, late February, early March, we're going to start back up dev diaries as well as live gameplay videos where you'll actually be able to watch and interact with our team playing and doing beta testing on the demo, the multiplayer side of the demo that you will be getting, in the third quarter this year.
All right, so if people are interested in getting updates on that or checking out the game in general or even talking to you and the rest of the development team and fans of the project as it goes, where can they do that?
Definitely. So you can go to our website, which is just frontwirestudios.com, or you can go to any of our other social media pages. We have a Twitter account, which is @FrontwireGames, a Facebook account, which is Frontwire Studios, and then we also have our Steam page. So if you just go to Steam and search Galaxy and Turmoil, or you can actually join us on our community forums where you can actually get more updates. It's community.frontwirestudios.com. And one other place, at the bottom of our website, frontwirestudios.com, there's a button. We're an official Discord partner. So if you click that, you can join our Discord where you can actually go and chat with our developers live. Discord's kind of like a cross between Skype, TeamSpeak, Ventrilo, and all those kind of things. So it's really awesome. It's a great way to stay in touch with the entire team in the overall process, because we do give out a lot of Discord exclusives, say concept art, videos, announcements, stuff like that.
It is definitely a wonderful place. You can also join my Discord if you want. That's a thing that exists. Do my own self-advertising here.
I mean, it's your channel, so go ahead.
Yeah.
No, I love your Discord. I actually keep up to date all the time. I joined it when you asked, to get some people on, and I'm often keeping up to date with what you guys are doing. It seems like it's growing pretty well over there.
It goes up and down a little bit. I got to start, doing a bit more with it and getting more people involved. So we'll see how that goes. Anyways, though, thank you so much for sitting down with me. I really do appreciate it every time we get this chance to talk, get updates out there and everything. It's always a really fun time.
Yeah, it's been great. I always enjoy sitting down with you, and I look forward to talking with you and your community more in the future as we go ahead and get ready to launch the demo this year.
Absolutely. All right, that's going to do it for us today. This has been Tony Romanelli, and, I am PattyJack, of course, and we will see you guys next time. Have a wonderful day.